Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about, this is a topic that came up from a friend of mine who wanted me to cover it, and we had a discussion about it, and so I thought I would do a video about it just so I can share it. So here goes. We're talking today about mother-daughter relationships. Now, um, it's usually a tumultuous relationship, at least for the ones that I've had experiences with, and my friends as well. Um, my relationship with my mother was not a good one. And so my focus then became, when I had a daughter, that I was going to be the opposite, if you will, of what my mother was to me. Now that became a bit of a challenge because I found that while there were certainly things that I could be aware of that I would make sure that I didn't do, and things that I made sure that I did do, things like making sure that I told her how valuable she is and how much I love her, and to go out of my way. And I don't even like to use that terminology because it really wasn't a chore. It was something that I wanted to do, which is to show her how much I love her and how much I value and how important she is in my life. But I also realized that there were times that I was doing exactly the things that my mother did, and things that I would say would come out and I would think, wait a minute, that just sounds just like my mom. Now that my daughter is an adult and she is a mother of her own with two wonderful, wonderful girls, and she is a fantastic mother, I have to say. I'm very proud of her for that. I find that our relationship has changed. It's a little different now dealing with an adult. So it's an adult to adult relationship, and I find that that sometimes brings its own sets of challenges. Now, one of the challenges that has come up, and it was the same for my friend, is, in trying to formulate their lives. So as an example, your daughter or my daughter might make certain decisions about her life, and out of my own fear and concern, I might want to squelch that. As an example, that always works when I give an example. She wanted to move from one city to another. Now, I lived fairly close to the city that she lived in, and she applied for a job which she was able to get in another city which was a few hours away, and she was going to be moving there by herself, with her at the time young daughter, that she only had one at that time. And the minute she mentioned it to me, I was excited for for the opportunity, and I was excited that she was doing the interview, and we helped her, talk to her through that. And somewhere though, in the back of my mind, I was afraid. I was afraid that she would actually get the job. Well, she got the job. And of course, here comes fear, because I'm thinking, one, selfishly, she's moving so far away I won't be able to see her. Secondly, she's taking my granddaughter, and I'm not going to be able to see her as often as I'd like. But the big piece of it for me that I was imposing on her was my fear of her moving by herself to a city where there's no other family member there, and I'm afraid of what could happen, and all these ugly thoughts start rearing their head. And then I had to stop, and I had to think. Actually, she helped me to stop, because when I presented my, oh, but did you think about this, or what now, why would you do this, she would say, Mom, it's my decision. And it was her decision. That was a bit of a bitter pill for me to swallow. So what I started thinking about is, young women do this every single day. They move clear across country. They move to other countries by themselves. Here my daughter is looking to branch out to move to another city, and I'm taking an issue with that. So there's the selfish side that came in, and it showed itself out of concern, which is a subtle form of me trying to be in control, because as long as she's where I think she should be, I'm able to monitor her. Now, she was going to be in the same state, just a few hours down the road from me, and so it took her pushing back a little bit to set me straight on that. And so as I started thinking about that a little bit more, I thought, I was a young mother, and I had to sort of find my way myself. I had no experience in doing that. I didn't have a role model to look to in terms of my mother. I didn't have a role model in terms of aunts or anything that I could look at to say, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. So I sort of had to learn on my own. And so the fact that I am thinking that I need to tell my daughter how she should live her life really is a message to her that I don't believe she's capable. So in a way, that was a lesson for me to learn when she pushed back, because it helped me understand that there has to be boundaries. She's an adult. She's making the best decision she feels is going to help her progress in her life. And so the best thing I can do is be supportive, because it comes down to, am I wanting to be right? Am I wanting to be in control? Or am I wanting to be in my daughter's life? And being in my daughter's life means more to me than any of those other two things. And so I was able to emotionally support her with that. And as a result, I think it really helped her in making the transition, because she didn't have to worry about what mom was thinking. So this is the first episode in that, talking about my daughter moving to another city and how I handled that. More to come. Thank you for watching.